Hello everyone, we're the Plugin Architecture Group for the Massachusetts Open Cloud User Interface. In the current cloud environment, most providers of cloud services are large entities that don't reveal internal data to researchers. This is a bottleneck for progress in cloud computing. In contrast, the Massachusetts Open Cloud offers transparency to users of its services. The Mass Open Cloud is a multi-university collaboration anchored in the Massachusetts Green High Performance Computing Center. Incubated at Boston University, the MGHPCC is a model of collaboration that brings together industry, government, and public and private universities around building and operating a research computing data center. During this spring 2015 semester, we have been working on a user interface for Hardware as a Service, or HaaS, which is a new public cloud offering from the Massachusetts Open Cloud. Let's take a second to examine the cloud stack. A typical cloud stack offering is some combination of infrastructure, platform, and software as a service. HaaS fits into the bottom of this abstraction. HaaS is different because users can see and manage the actual machines doing the computations in the data center. We were able to integrate several critical HaaS APIs into the HaaS user interface, but this is still a work in progress, as is HaaS. We will now give a quick overview of our project. A HaaS server is being developed by researchers here at Boston University. We, in turn, are creating the plugin for the MOC-UI. We have used or developed API calls to interact with this HaaS server. These projects are external and will be integrated into the MOC-UI through the use of an iframe we implemented. Due to its high interconnectivity, we will now take a second to explain the structure of the HaaS itself. Though this is just an abstraction, it is useful background knowledge that influenced our design decisions. There are three main components of HaaS: the projects, the nodes, and the networks. These main objects are connected in different ways. Projects can be directly connected to nodes, as can networks. Other, more narrow objects are involved as well. An object called a network interface card connects nodes and networks. Head nodes must be connected to a project and a lesser object called a base image. Similarly to nodes, head nodes are connected to networks by a lesser object called a head node network interface card. One thing that we considered very important, not just to the success of the project, but its quality, was the structure of its URLs. Firstly, the three main objects I just described are given their own URLs. As everything stems from these three objects, they also form the basis of our plugin. We wanted to keep our addresses consistent and intuitive. In order to see the details of one of the three main objects, one just enters its type followed by its name. Lesser objects, like the ones we've described, are viewed through the lens of the larger object it is associated with. We believe this is both true to the actual structure of HaaS as well as easy to understand. Now we want to demo our plugin for HaaS. First, we want to show you how to integrate our HaaS UI. What you see now is the empty page from the MOC-UI. As you can see, there is nothing. But integration is simple. All you need to do is add one line of HTML. Here, we already commented what you need to add. So just uncomment to integrate the iframe. Now let's see if this actually works or not. Yes, it works. So here are the three main components of the UI. Here we have a tab for each component. They are projects, nodes, and networks. As you can see, there are some projects populated already. This is what the nodes tab looks like. There are nodes already created. This is networks. Here are the initialized networks. Okay, now I'm going to walk through all the functionalities we've implemented. You can create new projects. You can view the details of already created projects. Here you can see the nodes, head nodes, and networks that we have already added to this project. Okay, let's create a new project. How about coolest project ever? As you can see, the project is created and is now listed. Here is where you can attach new nodes to the project. As you can see, this is the list of all nodes that are available. We can add more nodes to the project. You can attach multiple nodes to a project. As you can see, All of the nodes attached to this project are now listed here. You can also detach nodes from projects. Let's detach the first node we attached. There. Okay, so that node is now detached. Now let's create a network for this project. So what should we name our network? How about Great. You can see the network has been created and added to our project. Now let's create a head node for the project. So this head node will be allocated to the coolest project ever, which is part of the world's greatest network, but it's really just an average head node. We just use the standard IMG1 for the base image and project, coolest project ever. That head node did not live up to its potential. Great. All right, now let's manage our newly created head node. Here you can register new HNICs. These are the network interface cards for head nodes. Now I'm going to create another one. Oops, wasn't selected. Wonderful. Okay, so now we have two HNICs. Now let's try to delete one of them. I took French in high school, so I'm a little biased here. Great. HNIC2 is now deleted. And we can also view the details of this head node simply by clicking on its name. Awesome. Now I will show you how to create and manage nodes. So let's just scroll back to the top here and go to the Nodes tab. Okay, I'm going to show you how to view the node details. Here is the list of NIC names and corresponding MAC addresses. You can see here whether or not a node is available also. Now let's manage node 1. Here is where you register new NICs. So let's specify a nickname. Let's call it give it the MAC address. It's hard to make a joke out of a MAC address, so bear with me. Now you can see the newly registered NIC Infinity with the specified MAC address. Okay, now let's check out the Networks tab. This tab shows all the networks, both private and public. Private networks are ones that are not created for projects, and public networks are not attached to any projects. If you remember, we created a network for the project Coolest Project Ever. You can see the network here. If you click the network name, you'll be able to view its details, such as who its creator is, what project it's allocated to if it's a private network, and whether or not it's connected to nodes and head nodes via the NICs and HNICs fields, respectively. You can also delete these networks. You can delete networks that are not connected to projects, networks, or NICs. As you can see, this network is not connected to a project, so we can delete it. We need to type the network name in order to confirm its deletion. See, it's been deleted and removed from the network name list. You can create a public network just by giving it a name. See, this network has no projects. It is there for public. We can create new nodes from the Node tab. So let's give the node a name. And assign it some arbitrary parameters. Or why not? No, we shouldn't remember Proto's password. So we can manage this node using the Manage button. We were here before when we were adding NICs, but we can also delete the node. Luckily, this doesn't require the fires of Mount Doom. Thank you for watching our video on our Massachusetts Open Cloud User Interface plugin. This concludes our demonstration. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of our project, despite the terrible attempts at humor. We really enjoyed working on this throughout the semester, and are proud of what we have been able to do. We worked very hard on this project, and hope that the time and effort we have put into it is apparent, and that our dedication has paid off. We believe that the Massachusetts Open Cloud has a big future ahead of it, and we are excited that we have been able to add to it in some small way.